Alright, we're almost done. I've carried it down to the bottom. Still starting off with my right, following with my left. Alright, that's the last stitch as far as the end is concerned. Now to double stitch, all I mean is you just back stitch what you've already done. It'll be a little harder to push the needle through there because it's got string in it. A little harder to pull it out. Good back stitch a few stitches. Sometimes if you have a hard time pushing it through like I did right there, just pull it out, go back from the other side, kind of clear the way again. And don't be surprised if you need pliers. After you get 3 or 4 threads in there, that can be kind of difficult. If you do, I'll show you how to do pliers. If you do pliers, don't grab it from the side, you'll bend it. Just grab it straight, pull it. Takes a lot of control. So we're back stitching, or double stitching. And I'm concentrating on the camera and a lot of different stuff here. And actually we're going to have a malfunction. Okay. Not real sure what we got going on here. Just literally got the camera in my face, as you can imagine. That's just good and tight. That's okay. Alright, there we are. So that's got to go there, this has got to go here. Yep, we're good. If you do use your pliers, just pull straight with them like so. I like to end up with everything on the back side, so that's good. Pulling nice and firm. Pull. Cut it off. Still got one last stitch to go. It's extremely tight. Everything's ending up on the back side. Pull. Now, it is it's a good stitch job. One final step. Well, there's actually, I won't say final step. This is actually called an overstitching wheel. We use it to mark our holes, but that's not overstitching. As I understand it, what this is actually designed for is that after you've sewn, you go back over it. I would turn my back, but then I'm going to be turning my back on the camera. I would normally, if the camera wasn't here, I'd do it like this, and I'd spin around, and we'll see if this, you got the sheath, you can see that. This is overstitching. You just want to be real careful to stay in the groove. And if you get out of the groove, you'll see those little dots, and that's not good. It can really make it look nice. Trues everything up. And helps countersink the threads a little bit. Now why countersink? I got into this many years ago because I was getting good knives with sorry sheaths. And a lot of those, the manufacturers, they put all their money into the knife and very little money into the sheath. And then they're going to machine sew them, and the machines are using a bobbin stitch like this, and if one breaks then the whole thing begins to come apart. I can't say that I've had a stitch break, but using the saddle stitch method like this, if one were to break, the whole thing's still not going to come apart. Plus it's a stronger stitch that pulls everything together. But a lot of the factory ones aren't countersunk. So if you wear your sheath a lot and it begins to wear, then anything that's sticking above the surface, the string, is going to wear first, which is bad. So it's good to have your string countersunk. At this point, we could take this back down to the grinder and just touch it just a hair, possibly with a finer grit, to get a really slick finish here, because sometimes when you put the welt in and then you pull it on it and stuff like that, sometimes the welt can protrude out just a little. It didn't on this one, so I'm not going to show. I've already showed you how to do that. Then you can dye it. You could wet form it. If you're wet forming, that's really a whole other thing. I guess we'll maybe talk about that another time. But if you're going to wet form it before you dye it, in my opinion. You can do it afterwards, but I think it works better to do it before it. So that's pretty much it. Again, there are other methods, probably better methods. Not saying mine's the only way to do it. This is just what's working for me. And hopefully that'll work for you a little bit, and I hope that helps. Thanks.